When the plane landed, I was almost a hungry wolf. After 2 years of studying abroad, Malatang has become my favorite. In order to prevent my brother from saying that junk food is unhealthy, I specially invited my bestie to the bar to reminisce about the past. Fortunately, there was Malatang in the bar. It was just a little expensive, 185 yuan per bowl. But converted into US dollars, it was not so unacceptable. Liuxi's stomach is a bottomless pit. 3 bowls of Malatang were swallowed. I opened my phone with a sense of satisfaction. But I found that the top contact had a red for the first time in 2 years. There were several of them. And this person was my ex-boyfriend. The Prince of Beijing Circle, Ryan. 2 hours ago. You used my intimate payment to pick up men? 1.5 hours ago. 185 centimeters? What cheap stuff? 1 hour ago. Choose me, I'm 190 centimeters tall. 5 minutes ago. Honey, say something. I just realized that I was so hungry just now. I accidentally used Ryan's intimate payment. I was just about to transfer money back to him. Suddenly, another message popped up in the chat interface. Mia, is there anyone in China that you care about more than me? I curled my lips when I saw this message. This guy must have drunk too much again. Other people's boyfriends become clingy puppies when they drink too much. Ryan becomes a strong narcissist when he drinks too much. Yes. I didn't say he was a person. Looking at the 3 empty bowls in front of me, I burped with satisfaction. 2 minutes later, Ryan still didn't reply. I moved my fingers and sent an emoticon. The little man poked his head out from under the table. Are you really crying? But the dialog box showed a red exclamation mark. The message was rejected. Oh. What in the world can be harder than the mouth of a Scorpio man? I staggered back to her house with my bestie to sleep. I didn't plan to pay attention to this strong man. Anyway, he would pull me back in the end. I slept until noon and was woken up by my brother's phone call. Mia, you didn't agree to get back together with Ryan, right? My mind was not clear yet, so I just read it and replied randomly. Yeah, Homie Melon has no intention of dating a big monkey. The other party was silent for a moment, and then asked again. You are in Kiki's family now, right? Yeah, I will be airdropped home in 3 hours. Half an hour later, I finally woke up from my daze. What I saw was my bestie Kiki's gossipy expression. Ryan seemed to be trapped in love last night. My expression was stiff for a moment. What does it have to do with me? But Kiki bumped my shoulder with a look of disapproval. How can I miss the excitement of my ex? I heard that he was rejected by his girlfriend yesterday. TSK TSK TSK, how can he treat anyone he is dating as a human being? I heard something wrong from Kiki's words. I took the phone and found that this guy posted an emo Weibo at 4 a.m. last night. I never loved you, but unfortunately I love to miss you, especially the records that made me sad. The photo showed several bottles of wine that were tilted all over the place, and Ryan's hands full of blue veins. He was still wearing the handmade ring I made for him. It looked ugly when paired with Ryan's slender hands. I felt a little embarrassed. Kiki came over at this time. Hey, Ryan seems to have kept it a secret this time. Do you know who he is dating this time? I was confused. Could it be that I misunderstood? If so, then I would never admit it. Still thinking about the ex after breaking up. It's embarrassing. On my phone, a new comment suddenly popped up in Ryan's comment section. Everyone, go check it out. Prince's girlfriend has come to claim him. I clicked on the link. I found out that it was an account called Maya. She seems to be an actress. I have always loved you. Now, I still love you. The accompanying picture is also a hand with a plain ring. Fans in the comment section kept going wild. Prince deleted 2 words in that copywriting, Maya. Who else could it be if not our Maya? I was stunned for a moment. This song is my favorite song. When I was dating Ryan in the past, because his voice was very similar to the singer's, I forced him to learn Cantonese and sing this song for me. But he always said that this song was unlucky. When I sang the two words that sounded the same as my name, I would always subconsciously skip over them. Ah, the same pose, I'm crazy about the couple ring. Official sweets. I touched my nose, feeling a little embarrassed. How can the ugly handmade ring I made compare with T's jewelry? But I always feel that the name Maya is familiar. Kiki shrugged. It's the new illegitimate daughter that the Maya family has adopted. After saying this, she peeked at my expression and added another sentence. Ryan's taste has really gotten worse since he broke up with you. I pursed my lips and suddenly saw Maya reply to the comment below. The content is, someone, come and report the progress of the reconciliation between the prince and Maya. I am the king of urgent. Urgent. Maya only replied with two words. Hey hey. But it was enough to make people imagine. I switched to the green bubble and opened the dialog box with Ryan. There was no red exclamation mark this time. Ryan replied quickly. It should be at the level of Bai Yue Guang, which should be better than your hey hey. But the tone was still so annoying. Ryan was broken. Is 185 delicious? Because this time he called me directly via video. The dialog box is still jumping. Mia, answer the phone. I want to see what kind of person is better than my hey hey. You are such a scumbag who abandoned her husband and children. This time it's my turn to break down. It was obviously him who did hey hey with someone else first. Why did he blame me for being a scumbag? When facing Ryan, I always believe in losing the battle instead of the battle. I secretly gestured to Kiki, and she immediately understood. She moved the 188 centimeters life-size doll she treasured at home to me, and she didn't forget to put on a luxury brand shirt. Is it that only he is allowed to have hey hey, but I am not allowed to have a muscular man? Holding my breath, I pretended to lean on the muscular man's arms and answered the phone. On the other end of the phone, a big Tibetan Mastiff was lively in Ryan's arms. When it saw my face, the Tibetan Mastiff immediately came up. Then I remembered. Ryan's family has a Tibetan Mastiff named Hey Hey. I accompanied him to pick it out. Every time Ryan and I quarreled when we were in love, he would always use the excuse that Hey Hey missed his mommy to save face for me. Every time Ryan and I quarreled when we were in love, he would always use the excuse that Hey Hey missed his mommy to save face for me. After 2 years abroad, he actually forgot about my big son. It's not unfair to be called an abandoned child. But I don't agree with abandoning my husband. After all, it wasn't me who proposed the breakup. Before I had time to question Ryan, I found that his eyes on the other side of the screen became sharp. Generally, this situation means that he is angry. The next second, a chill rose from my back. Oh no, I forgot that I was still in the arms of a muscle man. Great, Mia, you actually brought him home. Is this the 185 centimeters tall guy you ordered yesterday? He is not even as tall as me. I don't know what you like about him. Ryan almost gritted his teeth and said this. I leaned against the doll behind me and spoke nonsense. Because he is harder than you? After saying that, I secretly rubbed my head where Ryan couldn't see. Hiss, this doll's shoulders are really hard. I was happy to see Ryan's face fall. What did you call today for? Do you want to get back together with me? Ryan's ears turned red and hesitantly said, I don't mean that, just, hey, I just learned hurdles, do you want to come and see? I thought this was a sign of reunion. But my brother broke up the couple. When Ryan and I were dating, my brother had always been unimpressed with him. After we broke up, my brother was even more cautious about him. This time, he spent a lot of money. He bribed the prince's father with a 30 billion project. He arranged 996 for Ryan every day, so he couldn't find time to reply to my messages. Not to mention paying attention to online public opinion. He was also ruthless to me. He packed me up and sent me to a 24-hour live reality show next door. To express his dissatisfaction with me, my brother had a cold face when he sent me to the nanny car. This time I didn't tell the program team about your identity, so you can experience the hardships of ordinary people breaking into the entertainment industry. I couldn't help but glanced at the 3 trucks of luggage behind me. All of them were stuffed by my brother. Could it be that this is the legendary cold face to send your sister? When I arrived at the shooting site, I found that Maya was the only big star in the whole scene. Maya, who came to participate, naturally became the eldest lady who was the center of attention. As for me, a packaged amateur, of course no one was willing to pay attention to me. In the first game session, by memorizing dance moves and restoring the score, the one with the highest score can have priority in choosing the room to stay in. The one with the highest score was Ella, who was a professional. And because I had learned dance for a few years when I was a child, my foundation was not bad, so I ranked second. As for Maya, it was over. She seemed to be born with poor coordination of limbs. After a round of games, she barely got 2 points and ranked last. It was time to choose a room. The room types from good to bad were luxury apartment room, ordinary double bedroom, standard double bedroom, simple capsule room and outdoor tent. That Ella directly chose the ordinary double bedroom. After choosing, when the photographer was not paying attention, she nodded to Maya. "Sister, can you give me this room? I will be allergic if I don't sleep on the silk quilt." It was my turn to choose, and I was about to get the luxury apartment sign. Maya's gentle voice came from behind me. There were also echoes from all around. Even the director team and the PD holding the luxury apartment sign tried to pull their hands back. I sneered. "It's a matter of social relations, right? Sorry, I'm in front of you. You can only choose me or the rest." After saying that, I snatched the luxury apartment sign from the PD. Maya has the most fans in the barrage, and seeing me like this, the barrage immediately exploded. What's wrong with this woman? Can't she give in to Maya? Why is she so tough? She's just an amateur with no background, but she's so arrogant. I'm an old fan and I can testify that when Maya appeared on other variety shows before, she came into contact with fabrics of other materials and soon became allergic. Seeing this comment, I quickly took out a pure cotton sweat-absorbing towel from my bag, grabbed Maya's arm and put it on her. Maya screamed. "Mia, what are you doing?" I shrugged. "Let's do an experiment." The comments were, "Wow, aren't you afraid that Maya's family will hide her? Don't forget that Maya has the support of her infatuated boyfriend, the prince. Mia is in trouble." I let Maya go without a care. The skin touched by the towel was intact, with no signs of allergies at all. I threw the towel back into my bag casually and smiled at Maya. I just read the detailed introduction. Only the bedding in the tent is pure cotton. The remaining tents are made of chemical fiber. No need to thank me. Maya's eyes immediately turned red. How could you bully me like this? There are also normal people in the comments. To be honest, Mia did a very normal thing. It's first come first served. Is there anything wrong with following the rules? Then this comment was criticized by fans. Didn't you see my daughter crying? Maya is a spoiled young lady, what's wrong with giving in to her? Maya is already very hardworking when filming, can't she be spoiled if she occasionally acts like a spoiled child? The one in front who supports amateurs, don't leave, I'll find the prince to help you. I almost couldn't help laughing when I saw this comment. I don't know how embarrassed the Prince Ryan himself must be now. Sure enough, after I finished recording at night, I called Ryan. Ryan fell asleep on the other end of the phone after less than 5 sentences. He still had a bruise on his face. I don't know if the program crew did it on purpose. The task for the next day was to divide into groups and live on a daily budget of 25 yuan. This time, Maya and I were assigned to the same group. Given that the funding provided by the program crew was really limited, we could only take the program crew's car to the cheapest vegetable market. On the way to the vegetable market, I carefully counted the funds given by the program crew, and suddenly I saw Ryan's name again from the barrage. Oh my, Maya, there are so many strawberries on your neck. Did the prince take you to Beijing last night because he couldn't bear to see you suffer? Ah, Maya smiled so shyly. I knew there must be something between them. Ryan looked like the husband in that movie last night, sleeping soundly. Is there still time to pick someone up? I looked at Maya straight in the eye. On her neck, there were 2 red and swollen mosquito bites. Maya glanced at me, her eyes full of pride. Then she turned to the camera again, a little shy. Nothing can escape your eyes, but remember to be low-key. He is good in everything, but he is too possessive. That's right, I couldn't help but nodded. Maya saw that I agreed, and thought I was impressed by her. It's okay, Mia, although we had some unpleasantness yesterday. But I have forgiven you. I really couldn't help but roll my eyes. Is there something wrong with your focus? The photographer obviously couldn't accept his professional level being challenged, and refocused the lens. The 2 mosquito bites on Maya's neck were instantly clear. But the barrage didn't have the embarrassment of being exposed. Ah, it turned out to be mosquito bites, the baby is so pitiful. The one in front, don't forget who made our baby fall into this situation. Okay, you're scolding me, right? I was too lazy to lose my mind, so I got off the car and headed straight for the fresh food market. Maya was left behind by me and suddenly screamed. Oh my God, it smells so bad. I stood there, tilting my head slightly. So what you mean is that you don't participate in the purchase? In addition to Maya, there is only me and a cameraman who doesn't spoil her. Maya shrank her neck and looked aggrieved. I'll wait for you at the door, okay? When I came out of the market door with a lot of bags, Maya was still looking sweet at the camera. However, when she saw me, Maya's face suddenly turned bad. Why didn't you buy vegetables, but only meat? I'm doing body management recently, I can't eat meat, I can only eat salad. When I heard Maya say this, my face turned ugly. Maybe because she was defeated by me twice in a row before, Maya didn't dare to make a fuss at will. I could only shut up quietly. But this time, I didn't mean to show my face to Maya. I just simply remembered the dark days when I could only eat white people's food. When I brought out a pot of fragrant pork stewed with vermicelli, Maya was in the corner, chewing on white water pig chicken breast, pretending to be strong in front of the camera. Yes, I can't cook, and someone used to cook for me. The barrage was stunned by her. Did the prince cook for Maya personally? So sweet. Oh my God, the prince can cook and cook. It feels like the prince must be the kind of person who can do practical work and talk sweetly. Maya covered her mouth and chuckled, he is just very good at expressing himself. I was complaining while watching the barrage. Ryan, that means Scorpio man? Expect him to express himself actively? Then we wouldn't have broken up before. This guy had secretly registered a Weibo account to show off his affection, and I caught him. After that, his anti-detection awareness was unprecedentedly strengthened. It is said that he created another account. But until now, I have not found the account where he wrote his hypocritical love diary. At this time, a James suddenly knocked on the door. Miss Mia, your boyfriend ordered takeout for you. As soon as I looked up from the bowl, I saw Maya opening the door like a whirlwind. Then, like a winner, she came to me with a takeout bag in her hand. The program team did set a funding limit, but it did not say that outsiders could not order takeout. Maya gave me a hypocritical smile from a high position. Mia, do you want me to give you some? As she spoke, she had already taken out the lunchbox inside. Then, the smile froze on her face. My eyes shifted from the stir-fried kidney and spicy crayfish in her hands to the barrage. I got the answer. What? The prince didn't know that our Maya doesn't eat internal organs or spicy food, but this boyfriend doesn't. He's qualified. To be honest, Maya is trying to get close to Ryan, maybe he's just playing around. Maya and I saw this comment at the same time, and her face was stiff for a moment. But she still pretended to be calm and sat down and started eating. I turned around to take a look at the takeaway bag. But I found that the takeaway strip had been rolled up in her hand. Why did Maya hold the takeaway strip in her hand? Maybe she was afraid that someone would see the sweet message on the note and get jealous. Maya, isn't she eating very deliciously? It turns out that after being with someone, people's preferences will slowly change. I turned my head and looked at Maya, who was eating very happily as mentioned in the comments. I became more and more certain. Her face was a little pale. This was the takeaway Ryan ordered for me. Because yesterday, I casually mentioned to him that I wanted to eat stir-fried kidney and spicy crayfish. Maya was finally hospitalized due to recurrence of gastroenteritis and allergies. The filming had to be stopped for nearly a week. When the live broadcast filming started again, it happened to be Valentine's Day. Sitting together, the director team began to ask us about the most romantic gifts we had ever received. The microphone was handed to me first. When I was dating with my ex-boyfriend, I fainted because of an allergy to the food he cooked. There was a power outage, and he carried me down from the 20th floor. When Ryan and I were just dating, his cooking skills were really bad. I once joked that eating his food was like testing poison on myself. I didn't expect that I really fainted from eating it. In the hot weather, he carried me down like a hero. Thinking of the past, I was still a little touched. But the comments were all, "That's it? Give the microphone to Maya. I want to hear the love story of the prince and Maya." Maya took the microphone and blinked at the camera. On my birthday, he registered a Weibo account. It was used to store our daily love life. It should have been recorded for more than 1,000 days, but this idiot changed his phone one day. Later, he could no longer log into this account. Maya pointed to the director and the director. I also specially saved some screenshots and asked the director to make a display board. Following the director's lens, I saw the ID on the display board, Ryan's Pig Farming Guide. No wonder Ryan kept covering it up so that I couldn't find it. The content of this account is all kinds of fragmented daily life, which has been updated until 2 years ago, 2 weeks before I went abroad. In fact, it was not that I forgot the password, but that Ryan and I broke up. The director also brought out a video. This was the last Weibo update on this account. The whole video was very shaky, and it was obviously taken casually. "Me a little pig wake up," Ryan's deep voice sounded. I suddenly felt like crying. He hadn't called me so gently for a long time. But it was also on that day that Ryan suddenly broke up with me unilaterally. We lost contact. Maya was still pretending to be shy. This was our 3rd anniversary of love, and we also went to the amusement park and took pictures. "You're talking nonsense." I finally couldn't stand it anymore and interrupted Maya with red eyes. "I can't accept that my memories are being talked about nonsense." Pointing to a corner mark in the lower right corner, I looked directly at Maya. "If, as you said, this is your boyfriend's SMOF account, then why doesn't he follow you?" Maya forced a smile. "That's because this is also my SMOF account. After all, I am a public figure, and I always pay attention to my privacy." The comments also fanned the flames. "That's right, what does this ordinary person know? The privacy of celebrities is easy to leak." An ordinary person has been away for half a lifetime, and he is still an unknown celebrity when he returns. This is a broken defense. If Mia has a celebrity boyfriend, who knows how to publicize it? Such a strong person can't understand our Maya. The director team came out to smooth things over at this time. Tonight is Valentine's Day, and a special flying guest is about to land in our live broadcast room. Maybe his arrival will solve everyone's doubts. The comments were all screaming, waiting for Maya and Ryan to show their affection. Seeing the comments, Maya was more confident. It doesn't matter, as long as he loves me, I don't care what others think. As soon as the voice fell, Ryan walked into the camera with a bouquet of perfumed roses. The position the director pointed to him was between Maya and me. But he stood behind me and patted my shoulder. Make way. The comments were full of laughter. The prince is here to protect his wife. Let me go for a moment. It seems that the prince has been enduring someone for a long time recently. Maya looked up and looked at Ryan with a happy face. Ryan, you don't have to do this for me. She was halfway through her words when she saw that I had already sat next to her. And Ryan sat in my original seat. Ryan looked at her with a cold expression. I am allergic to women except my girlfriend, sorry. But I am honest and I won't be stubborn even if I am allergic. The implication was that Maya had snatched my takeaway food that day. I held my chin and looked at Ryan. Are you done? Ryan raised his hand and touched my head and glared at Maya. If I don't come again, my girlfriend's meal will be snatched away by others. I glared at him. Who is your girlfriend? But I was really satisfied with his performance tonight and added, you are still in the probation period. Let's talk about it after I get promoted. Ryan changed his words immediately. Good leader. Maya and the comments fell into a strange silence. But Ryan couldn't stop talking and kept cueing the director team. What was the topic just now? The most romantic thing a lover has ever done, right? Ryan's face was filled with a silly smile. For me, as long as my baby Mia can breathe, it means she loves me. I turned my head to look at him in shock. It was so embarrassing that I couldn't help but cover my face. Ryan raised his hand and hugged me in his arms, and his expression returned to a serious state. In fact, the most romantic thing she has ever done is to secretly measure my finger circumference and then make a handmade ring for me. Ryan said while raising his hand. The comments were shocked again. So it's not a couple ring at all? This is not the same as that? I just wanted to say, where are the Maya fans who have been besieging me before? Why don't you come out and stand at attention and get beaten? The director team threw another question. I just heard the conversation between the two of you. It seems that you haven't recovered your relationship as lovers yet. Can you tell me what happened in between? Ryan's face suddenly turned dark. The director team became stammering. Well, it's okay if you don't tell me. It's so funny, the director team is brave and they will bear the consequences if something goes wrong. But we also want to know what happened. The comments were all, please.jpg. I couldn't help laughing and started to explain. Actually, my family didn't agree with us, and then there were some misunderstandings, so we broke up. He has started to pursue me now. But whether he can catch up, hey, still depends on his performance. Ah. Bravely reject the Prince of Beijing circle? What family? Before, I'm back, the official Weibo of Mia family just released the information of the eldest lady. This person seems to be the real eldest lady. Is it the Mia family that is as famous as the Ryan family? Don't say it, the eldest brother of Mia family is really fierce. If it weren't for the fact that he couldn't beat the Ryan family in the business, the Prince of Beijing circle now should be Daniel. My God, baby, he is protected so well. If it were me, I would not agree to this marriage. Laughing to death, all the barges are from her mother's family, who still remembers Maya by Daming Lake. Maya, who was called out, came back to her senses, her face pale, and looked at me with tears on her face. Sorry, Mia, I didn't mean it before. Before I could respond, the army of barges came again. Just now I saw someone digging up Maya's background on Douya.com. It turns out that she is just an illegitimate daughter. It's so funny, I thought I was really a young lady, but I was only recognized a few years ago. It's hard to say whether I will have the right of inheritance in the future. I will be allergic if I don't use Silk, who still remembers what the young lady said. As a result, the real young lady is right in front of me. It's so funny. And Mia is also very good at bargaining. It feels like there is no sense of distance at all. Who understands? The barrage only praises me and insults to Maya. No one realizes it at all. After so long, no capital has come out to clean up Maya. She has been completely abandoned. After the recording of the program, my brother came to pick me up in person. The main point is to guard against it. Ryan still couldn't keep me. Watching his figure gradually shrink in the car, I waved to him. Secretly smacked my lips. When the recording was over, Ryan whispered to me if I wanted to go to his house to eat sweet and sour pork ribs. Alas! I will miss you, sweet and sour pork ribs. After being coaxed home by my brother for a midnight snack, I just lay down on the bed. Ryan sent a message. Don't you really want to try the taste of cheating? I'll wait for you downstairs. The first time Ryan made sweet and sour pork ribs for me was when we just started living together. At that time, I teased him that the prince of the Beijing circle actually had his fingers touched by Yangchun water. The moment I put it in my mouth, I was amazed by the taste. At this time, I was lying on the bed, and the glutton was automatically aroused and I could never go back. And cheating sounds really exciting. Pulling open the curtains, Ryan's car was parked downstairs. After a moment of hesitation, I dressed and went downstairs as quickly as possible. The car was speeding on the road, and I looked at Ryan sideways. His thin lips were tightly pursed, and his jawline was tightly stretched. The curve of his Adam's apple was somewhat tempting. He looked as if he had been holding back for a long time. I was a little puzzled. Hadn't he made sweet and sour pork ribs for a long time? You wouldn't have never made it again after I went abroad, right? Ryan glanced at me in the rearview mirror. His eyes looked a little complicated. What else? His voice was a little hoarse and a little scary. He seemed to be holding back something. I had a somewhat outrageous guess in my mind. Was it to wait for me? Yeah. The car drove into the garage, and I was about to get up, but Ryan pushed me against the wall. Are the male models you ordered before any good enough for me? I quickly remembered the 3 bowls of spicy hot pot that night. I shook my head. You are on different tracks. They are more spicy. A storm was brewing in Ryan's eyes. What about me? It was as if he could eat me alive if I said something wrong. You are different from them. You are sweet. Ryan's ears suddenly turned red, and he couldn't hide the smile on his face. Really? I nodded. Sweet and sour pork ribs are sweeter than spicy hot pot, what's wrong with that? I devoured the sweet and sour pork ribs. Ryan seemed to be worried and didn't move his chopsticks much. Seeing me burp with satisfaction, Ryan spoke carefully. Mia, why did you suddenly disappear back then? I stopped chewing. Ryan, if I remember correctly. You should have been the one who broke up with me at that time. After saying the breakup, you never replied to my messages again, and it was like you disappeared from the face of the earth for a whole week. Now you are still asking me why I suddenly disappeared. Maybe the steam from the hot soup next to me fumed my eyes. Tears suddenly fell uncontrollably. Ryan became flustered and wiped my tears in a hurry. He suddenly sat down as if he had made up his mind, and his voice was very low. At that time we each started our own business and were very busy. That day I was very happy to win the bid and wanted to share it with you. As a result, I went to your office but found out that you were not there. I listened to your colleague and went to KTV to find you. As a result, I saw you and your Victor happily ordered a male model. Ryan's voice was very low, but he had to force a smile. But I am not afraid now. Mia, as long as you still agree to be with me, I don't care about anything. Ryan tentatively grabbed my hand and put it to his lips and touched it gently. I know. They are all hotels, only I am home. In your heart, I must be different from them, right? Thinking of the 3 bowls of spicy hot pot in my mind, the smile on the corner of my mouth almost couldn't be held back. You broke up with me because of this? You don't want to listen to any explanation. I glared at him. Otherwise, it is said that dating a Scorpio man is asking for trouble. Ryan put his chin on my palm pitifully. I was young and ignorant at that time. I will never do that again, Mia. He blinked. Just don't order something as cheap as 185 in the future, your service level must not be that good. This time I finally broke down and threw myself into Ryan's arms and laughed. But I still want to tease him a few more times. What price range do you think I should order? A trace of innocence flashed in Ryan's eyes. I don't know, I haven't ordered it before. TSK, boring. He won't step into it if you dig a hole for him. But anyway, something too cheap must be bad, Mia. It's just a bowl of spicy hot pot. Isn't 185 expensive? Now it's Ryan's turn to be confused. What spicy hot pot? I took out the 3 big bowls of food I ate that day from the album. I was about to laugh at Ryan. Suddenly I noticed that his eyes had changed. I subconsciously shrank my neck. Ryan's mouth curled up in a playful arc. So this is your white moonlight? I nodded obediently and tried to slowly climb up from his arms. As a result, Ryan pulled me back. You little heartless person, you made me worry for so long. As he said that, he bit my lips hard. I smiled, hey. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I reached out and took out my phone and played the recording just now. Mia, as long as you still agree to be with me, I can care nothing. They are all hotels, only I am home. In your heart, I must be different from them, right? Ryan in the receiver looked pitiful, completely different from the aggressive Ryan in front of him. Ryan narrowed his eyes. I subconsciously stepped back, but it was too late. He was carried sideways by him. Okay, tonight I'll let you know what it means to be different from others. The next day, when I woke up in Ryan's house, it was already noon. Hey's furry head nuzzled my palm. It was warm and moist. Although it was big, it was very sensible. It knew it was heavy, so it wouldn't jump on people. If it liked me, it would just rub against my palm. Not like someone else. I rubbed my sore waist. I patted Hey's head. No self-control, no sense of propriety, Tonight, Hey, can you guard the door and not let Dad in? The bedroom door suddenly opened. Ryan was carrying a big bag of breakfast. Really? If you don't let me in, you can't drink this tofu pudding. I pouted and stretched out my hands to him. It depends on your performance. Ryan carefully carried me to the dining table chair. Mia, are we reconciled? I raised my hand and punched Ryan. What crazy talk are you talking about? This guy asked me this question no less than 20 times last night when he was pressing me to turn over and over to make pancakes. I started out speaking clearly, but later my voice became hoarse and tearful. Ryan seemed to remember the crazy and chaotic night. He came up and pecked me on the cheek. Thank you, Mia, for giving me the opportunity to rejoin my boyfriend position. After eating and drinking, I was browsing Weibo out of boredom. I casually flipped to the hot search list. 3 of the top 5 items had Maya. The first on the hot search list was Maya's retirement. Following closely behind was Maya's Smurf account. It turned out that when I casually asked her about her Smurf account in the variety show that day, some netizens really dug it up. The content of her Smurf account was all dirty words, and there were even some pictures of cursing a certain actress. The backstage of this actress is much stronger than Maya's family. Less than 3 days later. Not only did Maya quit the circle, but the Maya family also disappeared in the Beijing circle. I stepped on Ryan's thigh. This prince who was a big shot in the Beijing circle was diligently peeling peaches for me beside the sofa. You did it? Ryan chuckled twice and put the peach in my palm. I did it. Does my wife have any reward? I took a bite of the peach and the juice overflowed. Reward you to give me a half-hour massage today. And sleep next door tonight. Ryan stretched out his long arm and took me into his arms. Suddenly he lowered his head and sucked the sweet juice flowing down my arm. His voice was low and hoarse, Okay, listen to my wife. Why do I feel cheated?